Hey wild things, it's Cypris. Welcome back. I've got a little bit of news. I'm leaving on a jet plane and I won't be back again for almost 2 weeks. But never fear, I'm taking you guys with me. Well, okay, not literally, but I will be vlogging throughout the journey, so you're coming to Greece with me. Yeah, I know, isn't this exciting? So let me tell you a little bit about what's happening. This has been in the work for months. There is a group trip happening through the organization called Women Arising. They have a women's empowerment retreat every, I think it's September, in Sedona, Arizona. This is the logo. Can you see that? I think this is an old logo. I think they have a little bit different look now. But I and my longtime partner in crime, Carol, you'll get to meet her, we went to the very first Woman Arising retreat 7 years ago. We haven't made it back since, but every now and then they sponsor an offshoot trip, and this one that's coming up is a trip to tour the Greek islands, and as they describe it, this is a once-in-a-lifetime sacred tour of the spiritual wisdom of the Greeks, right? This is not just a fun trip across Europe. This is a focused look at ancient sacred sites, and our tour host is actually a Greek native and is going to be initiating us into some of the sacred knowledge. It's not clear exactly what, but our tour guide is going to be giving us some insider experience with connecting with the Greek gods, and I'm down. This is going to be freaking awesome. This is a trip where we're going to actually go to the places, these historical sacred sites, and experience them in not just a tourism way. It's gonna be so cool. So I'm taking you along. I'm gonna vlog as much of it as I can. So I think this is gonna be amazing. The group is gonna consist of 12 women plus our guide, so I think 14 women. And some of the women will probably have their significant others along. So it's going to be actually a pretty small group. I feel like those of us that are going on this are going to get a chance to really get to know each other, which is going to be really, really cool, I think. We're going to, like, bond and stuff. We are going to hit 10 main locations on this trip. We're going to start... Hi! Oh, man. Got a cat in my lap. You going to come sit down? I'm trying to film, babe. Oh, now you want back on here. Alright, let me get my papers off. I keep having to move my stuff because he keeps moving where he's sitting. Yes, I know, but I love you. Yeah, I see him. Yeah, I'm sitting in my suitcase. It's cuddle time. So there are 10 main locations that we're going to hit on this tour. We're going to start in Athens. That's where the plane lands in. And we're going to stay in Athens the first night. And on the first day, we're going to tour the Acropolis and, of course, see the Parthenon. And I think there's a museum there we're going to hit. Our second location, we're going to head down south right to the water's edge, I believe. And forgive my pronunciation here, Cape Sunion. Is that French? Looks French. This place has a temple for Poseidon and Athena, and we're going to get to see that. Then our third location, we're going to drive, I'm assuming we're going to be on a bus or something, go all the way north to Mount Olympus. And I am so sorry, when I was preparing the map, I sort of lost track of how far north Mount Olympus is, so I didn't quite, the map isn't of a large enough scale to get Mount Olympus exactly where it's at. I was trying to get the map to be as clear as possible, and everything else is much further south. And I don't know what the deal is with Mount Olympus, because isn't Mount Olympus is supposed to be a mythological place that you have to get to from traveling up through the sky. So I think we're going to learn about that. I haven't taken the time to Google it and figure out what's going on. But apparently there's a Mount Olympus in Greece, and we're going to see that. And there's archaeological sites of interest there. That's all I know so far. Location 4, Delphi. We're going to come back down to the southern part of Greece and see the archaeological site where the Oracle of Delphi operated. So I'm really stoked about that, just for the very sake of having something to picture for that very famous location in the ancient world. After Delphi, we're going to get onto a cruise ship, and the cruise ship is going to take us, first stop, so stop 5, Mykonos. Am I pronouncing? I really don't know what the right way to pronounce these Greek names is. I think Mykonos is known as Small Venice, and I think this is just like a culture stop. We're gonna have fun, see the sights, eat the food, you know, just sample all the things. So that's gonna be really fun. And I don't know why I keep saying so that's gonna be really fun. It's all gonna be freaking awesome is what it is. Stop 6 is Kusadasi. Is that how you say it? This is in Turkey. There's an ancient temple to Artemis and Apollo, and apparently it's one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. Stop 7 is going to be the island of Patmos. This is another culture stop. Shopping, eating, just enjoying Greek culture and the Mediterranean weather. Site 8. I am so stoked about Site 8, our 8th stop. We are going to be visiting the island of Crete. The modern city that we'll be stopping at is named Heraklion, but you may be more familiar with the ancient name Knossos. Haha, I can't believe we're actually going to see the frescoes there, all of the things, the oldest European culture. There's a lot of reasons that I'm really totally excited about Crete. We're going to get into that later in the videos, but it's going to be amazing to see this place that is one of the places I've kind of gotten into studying in my rambling attempts to understand the antiquity of humanity. And Crete's just really interesting for that. And Knossos, it's the main, it was probably their capital city. So lots of amazing stuff that we're going to see there. Then our 9th stop, we're going to be on the island of Santorini. And on this island, we're going to learn about and connect with Isis. And I don't actually know what the connection is with the Egyptian goddess here in the Greek islands, but I'm sure we're going to find out. I mean, the ancient world was very, right, lots of cross-cultural pollination, so we'll see what that's about. I'm stoked. I'm down for it all. The 10th stop, they're leaving it a mystery. They're not telling us yet. It's a surprise. So we're going to have to wait and see what the mystery spot is. I don't know what it could be. Apparently it's special enough that they want to keep it a secret. Your guess is as good as mine. I don't know. So that's the trajectory of this tour. But what's really super exciting about this is that it's a trip focused on connecting with the sacred, especially goddess energy. I mean, this is just like the most exciting thing. This may be the most exciting thing I've ever done. This is a chance to go and experience something similar to the mystery cults of the ancient world that I've always been really curious about. Finding a way to connect with the divine has always been a driving force inside of me since I was tiny, itty bitty, little kid. I was always very focused on this stuff. So now I get to go on this trip and you get to go with me. I am taking you along with me. We are gonna explore all of this. I'm pretty sure this is going to be a life-changing experience for me. I'm really hoping you're going to enjoy coming along for the ride as well. As I go on this trip, there are 5 goals that I have, or 5 foci that I'm going to ground my attentions with, because I could get lost. There's going to be so many things. It's going to be like sensory overload. So, number 1, The whole point of this trip for me is communion with the divine, communion with the sacred, getting in touch with that element, meditation and sacred ceremony, and learning about different religious and spiritual beliefs. Just going along for the ride and absorbing everything they want to share with us, and, you know, seeing what happens and what I discover. The last time I went to a meditation retreat, some really funky stuff happened that I really actually haven't. Maybe I'll have to talk about that in another video at some point. But so I'm thinking that was a 2-3 day retreat. This is going to be a 10-day vacation in the land where so much of this history happened, actually visiting these sacred sites. So number 1, communion. Number 2, networking. I'm really interested in getting to know these people who will be traveling with, because these are people who are going for the same thing I'm going for. They're interested in the same things, have some of the same goals or directives. And how often do you really get to meet people who are in the same sort of life goal flow as you? For me, it's been almost never. Honestly. So I'm just so stoked to be around people who I'm gonna have things in common with. Gonna be a real opportunity for me to be social in a way that I'm almost never able to be social. Goal 3, the antiquity. I want to soak up all of that. The ancient architecture, the archaeology, the mythology, the old culture, the history. One of my great fascinations in life is the ancient world, and we are going to look at all of these places that were going concerns in I think largely the classical period of Greece. So anyway, soaking up actual antiquity, something not very easy to do in the United States. Goal 4, soaking up culture. I have not had much opportunity to be around people other than Midwesterners. U.S. Midwesterners is most of my cultural experience. I have been to Rome and been out to Arizona a few times, but I've been in Canada a couple times. I don't know if that even counts. It's just a little bit like Michigan. So getting a chance to drink in modern Greek culture and see what that's all about, just the way people live their lives, the food, the architecture, the rhythm of the day, just all the things, just being in a somewhat alien environment is really exciting, and I think it'll be fantastic. And then goal 5 is sort of just an overarching directive for the trip. I want to have, of course, a safe trip, but also more specifically, I want to have a trip where I am heading into this, taking on the idea that this is a quest. This is one of those magical journeys that sometimes you just have in your life. And I think Liz Gilbert defines it very well in her writing, where she talks about what does she call it? The physics of the quest. This idea that if you go on this journey and you decide that everything you run into is symbolic, and every one you run into has something for you to learn, and you're just open to the experience, amazing things can happen. So that's kind of not really a mantra, but that's the sort of spirit I want to go into this trip with. So I think this is going to be the trip of a lifetime, and who knows what doors this will open, who knows what I will learn, what we will experience along the way as this unfolds, and I'm really excited to take you along with me. I hope you'll join me. This is going to be amazing and fun, and you'll have to stay tuned because the videos will proceed forth. Look for these videos to be showing up. I don't know how fast they will happen. I certainly can't vlog in real time because I'm going to be focused on experiencing the trip, but I will get them up as fast as I can so that you can share in the excitement. Yeah, what do you think? I think this is going to be amazing. In advance, thanks for coming along for the ride. Thank you for that. It's going to be exciting, and I honestly don't even know 100% what we should be expecting, but whatever it is, it's going to be amazing. It's a trip to the Greek islands. That's just a win-win no matter what kind of focus you have for the trip. So expect videos that will show the landscape, the archaeology, the cuisine, and there will be videos with a bit of a spiritual or metaphysical bent as well, because that's the whole point of the trip. So I'm really excited. Stay tuned, stay wild, and let's experience Greece and the ancient temples. Let's do it.